Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 15 is entitled as Purushottama Vidya Purushottama Yogam. Sloka 2. Adhaś cordhvaṁ prasṛtās tasya śākhā guṇa-pravṛddhā viṣaya-pravālāḥ adhaś mūlāny anusantatāni karmānubandhīni manuṣya-loke. Krishna, do I have to go upward to cut the root of this tree, or do I have to cut the root to go upward? It is very hard to understand this tree. Yes, that's what I have been telling Arjuna. But you don't need to go upward to cut the tree. Oh, I thought we have to cut the tree, so I don't need to cut the tree, Krishna? No, you have to cut the tree. But for that, you don't need to go upward to cut the tree. If I don't go upward, then how do I cut the tree, Krishna? Well, the root is also at the bottom. Really? Yes. Then where are the branches, Krishna? On the top. The root of the tree is upward as well as down. Likewise, the branches are down and also up. What type of tree is this, Krishna? Never heard, never seen such a tree which has branches both upward and downward, and its roots downwards and upward. Okay, so I need to not go up, but I need to go down to find the root to cut the tree. Is it right, Krishna? No, you no need to go upward or downward to cut the roots of the tree. You can cut the root from where you are, as the root is also present right there. Krishna, how can such a tree even exist? It's very hard to even imagine such a tree. Very confusing, very hard to understand, Krishna. Well, that is what I have been telling. There are very, very few people out of thousands of people who have some understanding of this tree. What is really need is your sincere desire to cut this tree. When that sincere desire to cut the tree increases by understanding this samsara, then with the acts of detachment, you will be able to cut the root of the tree from where you are currently, which means you don't need to go upward or downward, as the root is present in every junction within the tree, and the branches grows from that junction either upward or downward. Quite an interesting sloka that we are going to see here in a bit. But the point here is, if we have been hearing Bhagavad Gita for years, our desire to cut this tree must have also increased in parallel. How do we know that we are spiritually progressing? We have a desire of wanting to cut this tree of samsara. We will see some differences between us meaning who have been hearing Bhagavad Gita for all these years, studying Bhagavad Gita, having understanding of what is being said in Bhagavad Gita, with those who have not heard about Bhagavad Gita, not read Bhagavad Gita, not having any understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Certainly there must be some differences between these two. What are those differences? The difference is that one who has heard, studying, having understanding of Bhagavad Gita will not be arrogant, not be full of pride, will not hurt anyone by mind, word or body. he will be in peace. He will be straightforward in the dealings, very surrendered to his Guru by following his instructions and serving him, being clean both internally and externally, having full faith in the Shastra, very fixed in self, Atma. Therefore he is detached from the sense object because he has a clear understanding of the difference between Atma and Sharira. Clear understanding of life, that is the samsara, detached from material things like house, land, etc., and detached from spouse, children, relatives, etc. Very balanced with either good happenings or bad happening. Being equal to everyone, sees everyone equally and everything equally. Surrendered to Krishna, he doesn't associate with worldly people or live among the worldly people. Always engage in devotional service, always engaged in contemplating about Atma and Paramatma. One does not get entangled in arguments, fights, show off, these things. He doesn't have likes and dislikes. He is very balanced when someone either dishonors him or honors him. We can very easily identify whether we are spiritually progressing or are we stagnant or are we going down. And Krishna constantly gives us opportunity to exercise these things, to check on us. Therefore, if we have been practicing Krishna consciousness, if we have been practicing bhakti for quite some time, and if we have been studying, hearing Bhagavad Gita for quite some time, and if we still don't see any symptoms or signs of any of these qualities, then it is not an issue with the process of Krishna consciousness. Rather, it is something that we have not taken it seriously. We have not worked on it consciously, because Krishna do give us all kinds of opportunities to exercise these qualities. Therefore, it is us who needs to take responsibility to work towards these qualities. Let the gunas, karma and vasanas do their job, but let me do my job in how I need to respond to those situations that caused by the gunas, karmas and vasanas. And unless and until we understand the samsara tree, we will not be able to really see where we are, what a pathetic situation we are situated in, and start working seriously towards cutting off the samsara tree. And Krishna is saying, you don't need to travel out anywhere to find the root of the tree to cut. You don't need to go to Brahmaloka, because that's where the root is, as we saw from the previous sloka, or from the current sloka that we are going to learn, as it says the root is also in the bottom, downward. So one need not have to go to any planetary system which is down to find the root. It is right there where we are. It is with us, and we can cut the root when we understand that the root is present with me, and I should be able to cut that off with the axe of detachment. let's see the meaning of the sloka. Tasya śākhā, its branches, adhaś urdhvaṁ, upwards and downwards. Prasṛtās, spread out. guṇa-pravṛddhā, nourished by the gunas. viṣaya-pravālāḥ, have their sense objects as their twigs. manuṣya-loke, below in the world of human being. karmānubandhīni, due to actions performed. mūlāny, the roots of the nature of inherent characteristics, likes and dislikes. anusantatāni, continuously spread out. The branches of this tree extend both upward and downward. They are nourished by the three modes of material nature, namely sattva-guna, rajo-guna and tamo-guna, and have the sense objects for their twigs. In the world of human being, this tree also has roots going downward, and their branches are spread by the nature of actions. Prabhupada, in his purport, explains this one that on the lower part of this tree are the human beings, animals, horse, cows, dogs, cats, etc. They form the lower part of the branches, whereas the higher part of the branch, upper part, are the demigods, gandharvas, yakshas, and so forth. And this tree is nourished by water, and that is nothing but the three modes of material nature, the three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. The twigs of the trees are considered to be the sense object. The senses, ears, nose, eyes, so forth, which are attached to the enjoyment of different sense objects. So the twigs are pancha tanmatras, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, and the subsidiary roots are attachments and aversion, which are nothing but the byproduct of one's suffering and sense enjoyment. And this planet of human being is considered the field of activities where one gains papa karma and punya karma. So the branches of the tree extends upward and downward, and the three modes of the material nature are the one which nourishes this tree. The twigs of the tree are nothing but the objects of the senses, and not only the branches goes upwards and downwards, the root are also downward, and these are bound to the fruitive actions of the human society. We will learn more about this sloka in detail in the next session. Until then, let's mentally contemplate on this amazing tree. Namaste, Hare Krishna.